Rembrandt Communications helps you boost sales, awareness, and credibility fast with a unique combination of SEO, copywriting, content marketing strategy, and public relations. Visit RembrandtWrites.com for your free initial consultation today.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Simplify Your Small Business. I'm David Wolf, as always joined by Melanie Rembrandt. She is the small business PR expert. Melanie, welcome back.
Hi, David. How are you doing today?
Doing great. Thanks. I'm in a good frame of mind. And of course, I'm with Podcast and Radio Networks. We are podcast and audiobook producers and distributors. Thanks for joining us on the podcast. It's good to be with you again. Of course, here we talk about all the different ways that you can simplify your business and in many ways your life as well as you do small business in your business of the business. So in this podcast, we're going to talk about 3 free publicity tools to boost sales now. Melanie, I'll toss it to you for kind of the overarching idea.
Well, a lot of small business owners start with zero budget. And by getting a little publicity, all of a sudden they can significantly increase sales right away. So I have 3 tips that you can use as a small business owner that cost absolutely nothing, that can turn out to bring in a lot of sales and online awareness for your company.
Brilliant. And the first thing you can do is, number 1, make that call.
Yes. A lot of people use email, social media, etc. But what you do is you actually pick up the phone and you call your local media member that you've always wanted to talk to and basically introduce yourself. Because in a nutshell, if they don't know who you are, how are they going to write about your company and your expertise? So as a business owner, if you are the expert in your field, just call a media member, introduce yourself, tell them the value you have to provide them with future stories and that you're available for interviews, expert help, etc. You just want to make sure that you put their needs first and you're providing assistance. And then you hang up the phone and keep in touch with them. And basically, you have created a relationship with a media member.
And this is discussed in sales techniques as well, if you want to call it that. It's just about providing a service to the media member. They want stories. They want interesting people that they're connected to because it makes them shine in the work that they do. And if you approach it as though you're really sharing something that can help them, rather than just simply trying to sell your business as a story to them, I mean, that frame of mind right there can really make this easier and make it feel a lot less like a cold call and just more like a networking call.
Exactly. And trust me, they want to talk to you more than they do a public relations or person or publicist.
Well, that's an interesting distinction because you're actually the business owner and you're the expert in your field. Is that right?
Exactly. I mean, and if you're local too, they'll be more likely to talk to you.
No, that's brilliant because they want to support the local economy. That's great. And there's so much emphasis on local these days. So that's really good. And many small businesses, of course, are localized. Not all, but many. So number 2 is use search engine optimization, otherwise known as SEO.
Right. And this might sound like a lot of technical mumbo jumbo to a lot of people. In a nutshell, basically think about what words your customers are looking for online to find you. Okay, so those are your keywords. And if you think about the customer and those words, try to use them in the content you use online, in your emails, etc. It basically comes down to that. I mean, there's a lot more involved with SEO, but if you just start using those words in your content, the search engines will be more likely to find you, and so will your potential customers.
Beautiful, beautiful. And SEO is a delicate balance, isn't it, Melanie? We've covered this in previous Simplifies where you don't want to stuff keywords, but there's this delicate balance about engineering paragraphs and sentences so that Google picks them up. Do I have that right?
Right. It's quite an art, and you have to keep up with it because it's constantly changing. Mm-hmm. But as a small business owner, if you can't afford to hire an expert, just kind of use your keywords. So it's not overpowering. You're not stuffing keywords. It sounds good when you read it out loud. So that's a basic way to start with search engine optimization.
All right, beautiful. And finally, number 3, Twitter away.
Yes. If you are not tweeting on Twitter, you can follow various media members, see what they're talking about, and provide valuable information on a regular basis. If your customers don't use Twitter, You probably want to keep track of Twitter accounts of media members just to keep track of what they're saying, what they're talking about, so you can add value to the conversation.
Mm,
And if you really love Twitter, you have to be careful though, because it can be addictive and you can spend too much time on it. So you want to kind
right.
of keep an eye on it and, use it in a valuable way.
So it's like a stream. And I like this idea you put forth about adding value to the conversation, not just tweeting to tweet, but really adding and sort of, I'll call it Twitter hacking a little bit. And what I mean by that, and I'm curious about your feelings about this, is that you said it. You're listening to what the conversation already is and finding a way to jump on board.
Right. I mean, Twitter is a valuable tool if you know how to use it the right way. You want to provide valuable information if you are going to tweet, and you also want to follow other people and be social. After all, it is a social media tool.
Mm-hmm.
So you just have to make sure that you're using them the right way for your particular business goals.
Not just blasting away, but really listening as well as tweeting. Excellent stuff. Simplify Your Small Business is the podcast. Melanie Rembrandt with me. She is the small business PR expert. I'm David Wolf at podcastingradio.com. We are audiobook and podcast creators and distributors. Thanks, everyone, for listening and staying with us on Simplify. Melanie, thanks to you.
Thanks again. We'll talk to you soon.
Podcast and Radio Networks produces and distributes podcasts and audiobooks for authors, speakers, entrepreneurs, and business leaders. If you're an existing podcaster, find out about our unique Grow Your Podcast Distribution program to help you grow, connect, engage, and transact with your audience. Learn more at podcastandradio.com.